Update 1 on Tropical Storm Nate, which is making landfall in Nicaragua right now with winds of 40 miles an hour and a pressure of 999. At 3 PM UTC, October 5th, it was at 13.8 north, 83.5 west, making landfall at this point, and is moving towards the northwest at around 9 miles per hour. It's expected to continue inland, probably weaken to a tropical depression, and then move back over the very warm waters in the Western Caribbean, and if it hasn't weakened, certainly re-intensified, but re-intensified nonetheless, and will probably reach hurricane status when it enters the Gulf of Mexico in around 3 days' time. This is why we're really watching this storm on the Gulf Coast, but of course Central America needs to be looking at this as well. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for large areas, and hurricane watches also for the Yucatan. It's currently 18 miles south-southwest of Puerto Cabezas and 218 miles northeast of Managua, the capital of Nicaragua, and 250 miles east of Tegucigalpa, the capital of Honduras. It's a stage 2 on the CDPS scale right now, a significant cyclone, and that is expected to increase over the next few days. You can also see the chances of hurricane conditions for various places along the Gulf Coast of the United States, as high as 4% in New Orleans, I believe. Tropical storm warning listed at the bottom of your screen there. The same area in Mexico that's under a tropical storm warning is under a hurricane watch. There are no other warnings at this point apart from those in Central America. Obviously, watches and warnings may be issued for the Gulf Coast later on, but at the moment not yet necessary. Currently over a 50% chance of tropical storm conditions in New Orleans and possibly some other locations along the Gulf Coast. So let's take a look at what Nate's going to do over the next few days. First, we're looking at Thursday into Friday. You'll see it moving towards the coast of Mexico, the Yucatan. It could pass very close to Cancun, off into the Gulf of Mexico Saturday, and at that point it could become a compact hurricane, or it could indeed blow up over time. We'll just have to see. Wind shear will probably be the biggest inhibitor of this storm as it does enter the Gulf. As you can see, sea surface temperatures aren't ever going to be an issue for this storm, it would appear. Warm waters extending all the way to its expected final landfall location, and in between there and now it's got around 30 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures, or maybe slightly less. Looking at the wind shear chart here, you can see a high tongue of wind shear there extending south towards Nate, but there is a low gap there as well, so it's going to be really hit and miss with the wind shear, and obviously it will also perhaps matter how much land interaction Nate makes right now as we look at it on the satellite. You can see there's not really much to it yet. You can see a lot of disturbed weather over in the East Pacific as well. Ramon, the last tropical storm, just dissipated, by the way, not so long ago, but you can see Nate is really struggling along the coast and could weaken before it re-strengthens, but all models are hinting that the storm will get to at least 60 miles per hour, so I think tropical storm conditions are very likely in the Gulf and before then too. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.co.uk, at your service at any time with its tracker. You can also find us on YouTube, search Force 13 if you're not there already, subscribe if you haven't. You can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter, search Force 13 all in text to find us on there. You can also add Fool13 on Skype, that's FOOL13, and add extension 9094 on Discord for tropical weather chat.